Welcome back to Business Minded with me, your host, Angie B, the place where we talk business, branding, and the ever changing world of entrepreneurship. I'm your host, Angie B, and today we're moving into what's happening in the retail space now that we've got a new administration in office. Are things looking up for business, for small business owners, or should we be cautious? Should we continue business as usual, or is it time to rethink our strategy? And more importantly, how can we work together to build stronger businesses instead of seeing each other as competition? Y'all know I'm going to always keep it real, so let's get into it. The retail space in 2025. It's always shifting. But in 2025, we're seeing some interesting trends. While consumer spending is still strong in some areas, we can't ignore the challenges of rising costs, potential policy changes, and shifting consumer behavior. With a new administration in office, we have to ask, is it business as usual? Or do we need to brace ourselves for changes? The reality is that small business owners, especially those in retail, always have to stay ahead of the game, the good, the bad, and the uncertain. The good. Consumer spending having completely dropped off, people are still shopping, but they're being more intentional about where they spend their money. E commerce and social commerce are still booming. If you're selling online, now is the time to double down on digital marketing and direct to consumer sale. The buy small movement is still alive. Consumers love supporting businesses with a story, and that's an advantage small business owners have over big box retailers. Now, let's talk a little bit about the bad. Inflation and supply chain costs remain an issue. Depending on how policies unfold, small businesses could face higher operational costs. If taxes on small businesses increase, profit margins can shrink. It's important to keep an eye on new tax laws that might affect your bottom line. Big brands are aggressively moving into direct to consumer sales, making it harder for small business to compete without a strong brand identity. So let's talk a little bit about the uncertainty. Well, interest rates go down, making it easier for small businesses to get funding. Yeah, right. Okay. The administration's policies could determine whether it becomes more expensive to borrow money for growth. Sorry about that, y'all. Thought I had this off. Sorry about that. I forgot. So, getting back to taxes. If taxes on small businesses increase, profit margins could shrink. It's important to keep an eye on new tax laws that might affect your bottom line. Big brands are aggressively moving into direct to consumer sales, making it harder for small businesses to compete without a strong brand identity. So then we were at the uncertain. Will will interest rates go down? Making it easier for small businesses to get funding? That's a question. The administration's policies could determine whether it becomes more expensive to borrow money for growth. How will labor laws shift? Wage increases and changes in employee benefits could affect hiring decisions. Now, I do have some information on that as far as employee benefits, something that I found out at an event that I was just at last week. And I talked to a gentleman who's running for mayor. And I talked about some things. I asked some questions about why is it that I see a lot of people on YouTube now who are actually talking about how it is affecting them as far as getting a job. So when they go out to get a job, why is it so hard? And people say that they can't find people. I hear employers always talking about nobody wants to work. We can't find anyone. But then when they have people in a certain age bracket, let's say 55 and up, and I say that because that's in their right mind, can still get around, physically smart, doing, can just get it and get it in too, right? Why is it that they don't want to hire these people, right? Why? That certain uh, age demographics. Okay, why? And what I found out was that, which I didn't know, is that the insurance, because of the risk, and so they feel like people 55 and older is more of a risk than young people. So the company gets penalized for hiring people who are older. Can you believe that? It's like, what? So that's the first time I ever heard that. So if y'all know anything about that, let me know. I would love to hear about it. But that was the first time that I heard that. So if that's the reason why, if you already there, I guess you grandfathered in. If you start at an early age and you in your late 50s, 60s, you get ready to retire at retirement age, then I guess you were grandfathered in. I don't know. I don't know the answer to that. All I know is this person who have been making decisions for a long time, done a lot of stuff in government, and that's what they told me. And if that is the case, then I believe that that's unfair. I believe that it's unfair to the businesses. I believe that it's also unfair to people who want to work, who will come to work, who you can rely on to be at work. And I just think that, I don't know, that's kind of like, I don't know, like an age discrimination thing to me. So I don't know what you think about it. Let me know in the comments. But let's get back to talking about business, owning your own business. I mean, you can't go wrong owning your own business. You just can't go wrong. When you can't get a job or nobody wants to hire you, even though you had the skills and you well qualified. I had an incident about a few months ago, and I had applied for this job. People are always calling me talking about, oh, I found your resume, yada yada yada. My resume been out there for a long time, right? I found your resume. You would be a good fit for such and such and such. And so it's so funny because they call me. Then they'll tell me I'm overqualified. Then I'll get a letter saying that, oh, we found somebody that was more qualified than you. No, you didn't. I said it. No, you didn't. No, you didn't. Whatever. So let's get back to what I was talking about, y'all. Okay. So, this age discrimination thing is real. And so, hey, if businesses are being penalized for hiring people who are 55 and older, then that's definitely a problem. Okay. So let's keep moving on. Let's get back to what we were talking about. So, should we be cautious or keep moving, right? I know a lot of you all are wondering, should we be cautious or keep pushing like nothing's happening? My advice, do both. Stay aware, but don't let uncertainty stop you from growing, especially growing your business. Don't let it stop you. Here's how you can stay ahead. Keep your business lean. Cut unnecessary expense and invest only in what gives you the best return. Diversify your income stream. Don't rely on just one product or one way of selling. E-commerce, pop-up shops, collaborations. Keep your options open. And a little bit about that, y'all know, I don't know if you remember, but I told y'all last year in one of my podcast that, I don't know, something about last year. I might have told you this year. I don't know. Something about last year. I could not. Do you hear me? I could not. Every pop up I tried to do, that might have been 2 years ago. I don't know. Was it last year or 2 years? I don't know. Last year, every pop up I tried to do, it was a no, no, no. They said I was overqualified or I wasn't qualified, or they have people who's doing that, so they don't need any more of that. And remember, I told y'all not too long ago, I said I'm not buying anymore. I'm not paying any more fees to be judged on whether or not my stuff can be in a show and then get turned down, right? Well, I actually did. I went against what I said. I took a chance and I said, let me take another chance. So what I did was I ended up applying for this show that's in my area. It's every year. And I had to pay for it, and it was more than what I usually pay for a show, but I had to pay for, for my application fee and all of that. I went ahead and did it, like I said, despite what I said about me not paying for that stuff no more. I'm not doing it, yada, 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 yada. Never say never, okay? I never said never, but I just said I wasn't doing it. But anyway, I did. And I did get in. Yay. I don't know. I need to find one of those things that say yay and they clapping for you in the background. But I did get in, so I'm really excited about it. Yes, so I have two yeses. I have two shows coming up, and I'll keep you informed about that. I've been working on stuff, and I need to work on more stuff. And yeah. Besides that, and I'm working on everybody else's stuff. And it's like, okay, Angela, when are you going to say no and start to work on your stuff so you can be where you need to be? Because that's only me who stopped me from getting where I need to be by not saying no to somebody else. Okay. It's time for me to start actually working on things that I need to do. I mean, because if I don't have enough product, that's crazy, right? And I had enough time to get the product done, right? And so it's just me working on the product. So sometimes you have to say no, y'all. It's okay to say no and say, hey, you know what? Give me some time. I need to do this. I can do this and this for you right now, but I have to do my own thing right now. And that's the bottom line. If people can't accept that, then you don't need to be dealing with them. You know what I'm saying? Because you're only person doing what you do. It's not like I had help. The only person that can help me actually is my daughter, but she's working and she's been busy. So I do what I got to do, right? Yes, that's right. And another thing, what you need to do, you have to stay informed. Policies can change overnight, right? Make sure you're plugged into business news so you can pivot quickly if needed. Build your brand, not just a business. The companies that survive are the ones that connect with their customers. Focus on your unique story and build a loyal community around it. At the end of the day, no matter who's in office, you are the CEO of your business. Adapt, stay informed, and move strategically. Collaboration over competition. There's enough for everyone. That's what we say, right? Now, this is something we really need to talk about: collaboration over competition. One of the biggest things holding small business owners back isn't always the economy or even the administration. It fears. It's fear. I didn't get that out right, right? It's fear. It's none of those other things. It's not the economy or even administration. It's fear. Fear, y'all. Fear that someone else would take your customers. Well, they ain't your customers if somebody can take them. And nobody can take your customers, but people shop everywhere. So we have to get, if you go to the mall, it's all kind of stores at the mall. And they sell what every other store might sell. Macy's, Nordstrom's, they all sell certain kind of brands of bags, okay? If they're in the same mall, hey, listen, they're not worried about it because it's you building your brand for your customers, right? They shop everywhere. It's fear that your idea isn't good enough. Fear that if you collaborate, someone else will get ahead. Look at all of that. That's a mess, ain't it? But let me tell you something. There is enough business to go around. No two businesses are exactly the same, and no two people are the same at all. We all have different style, different ways of serving our customers, and different reasons for why we do what we do. Instead of looking at other small business as competition, why not share opportunities? Got an event coming up? Invite another business owner to set up a booth with you. Got a customer who isn't a good fit for your business? Refer them to someone who might be. I've never failed to do that with anywhere that I went. And I don't even care if I know the business or not. If it's a small business in there, and because I always like to walk around and see who's all there, what they selling, and I even purchase from them. That's what I do. If I like it, I'm gonna get it. So the thing is that it's all right to refer them to someone who might be a good fit for them if they not a good fit for you. And even though somebody buy from me, I'll say, hey, go over there. So and so is selling. If that's what you're looking for, they sell it such and such. We was just at an event last, let's see, was it last year or this year? No, last year it was cold. Oh my God. Okay. It was so cold. And it was a young lady I found out she was selling hand warmers. We were outside in a heated tent. It wasn't really heated, but it was anyway. Yeah. 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 But she was selling hats, gloves, and hand warmers. Baby, I went over there, bought hat, gloves, hand warmers for me, my grandchildren. And not only that, I was telling people, they was like, "Oh, I'm cold." I said, "She got hand warmers, she got hats, she's got gloves." I was sending them over there. Listen, let me tell you something. We got to get out of that thinking, that mentality of basically crabs in the barrel. We got to get out of that. We can't tell nobody else about somebody else because whatever the reason is, we got to get out of that. That's why I try to be around people who ain't trying to be in that type of competition. But I like to be around people, business owners who are thriving and striving, and they thriving and they not worried about what you selling or how you selling it. They tell people about you. That's why do you think that a lot of brands put their branding on their bags, their handbags or their product? Because guess what? More than likely, everybody want to be the only one with something. That is like the worst thing ever. Want to be the only one with something. Want to be the only one. Is this one young lady who bought this bag from me one day? Came up to me and said, "Girl, everybody, you should have seen them looking at my bag." She said, I was just, and they wanted to ask, I wouldn't even tell them, or it was just crazy. And I was like, well, why not? But why wouldn't you? I'm a small business. Why wouldn't you tell other people? Y'all don't even live in the same area. Y'all don't go to the same places. And I mean, that's what I'm saying, y'all. When you look at other large businesses, that's not what they do. These people have their brands in all of those places. I'm like, what? So anyway, they told me that. Want to be the only one. You try to be the only one, can't keep nobody's business going. Can't keep no small business going trying to be the only one. So I try to be around people, like I said, who like to tell the story or tell somebody about somebody else's brand, especially a small business. So also, like I said, refer them to someone who might be a good fit. Don't be so selfish. Good Lord. I mean, what is that doing for you? Right? Thinking of launching a new product, partner with someone who complements what you offer. When we collaborate, we all grow. The biggest brand in the world aren't afraid to collaborate. So why should we be as small businesses? We have to have that faith over fear, trusting God in business. That's what we have to do. Fear is what stops most of us from moving forward. But let me remind you, fear and faith cannot exist in the same place. If you truly believe that God has given you the vision for your business, you have to trust that He will also provide the resources, the connections, and the right timing. One scripture that aligns perfectly with today's message is Proverbs 3, 5, and 6. Trust in the Lord with all thy heart and lean not unto thy own understanding, but in all thy ways acknowledge him, and he shall direct your path. You see what? This is not, y'all know what? I couldn't get it out right. This is not the season to doubt yourself or your business. It's time to trust that God has already ordered your step. He's already ordered our steps, y'all. If He gave you the vision, He will give you the provision. But you have to move in faith and not fear. So, should we continue like nothing's happening? No. We should always be watching, learning, and adapting. But should we let fear stop us from growing? Absolutely no. That's also no. We have to continue to start to thrive instead of just surviving. But even though I said early on that surviving is connecting with your customers and your clients, and it is, but we have to make sure that we're on the right path, the right path. So in 2025, is still a year of opportunity for small business owners who are willing to evolve. And more than that, this is the year for collaboration over competition. Let's uplift one another, share opportunities, and trust that there is more than enough for all of us. So that's today's episode, y'all, of Business Minded with Angie B. If you found this valuable, make sure to subscribe, leave a comment, and share it with other business owners who need to hear. Everybody need to hear this. Let's keep the conversation going. Hit me up on social media at Angie B Style and let me know how you're navigating the retail space right now. Until next time, stay business minded, keep building your empire, and remember, trust in the vision God gave you. See you soon. Peace.